My name is Daniel. I'm 25 years old, and when I turned 18, my parents told me it was time to leave. No celebration. No support. No safety net. Just a simple conversation about how I was an adult now and needed to stand on my own feet. So I did. I worked long hours, rented tiny apartments, skipped vacations, and slowly built a life from scratch. Eventually, I built a successful career and bought my own house. It wasn't huge, but it was mine. Every room represented years of sacrifice. What hurt was watching how differently my parents treated my younger brother, Gabriel. Gabriel was 18 too. But while I had been kicked out the moment I became an adult, my parents still treated him like a child who needed protection. Every mistake came with an excuse. Every bad decision became someone else's responsibility. Usually mine. The older I got, the more I realized something painful. My parents never really loved me the way parents should. To them, I wasn't a son, I was a resource, a wallet, someone expected to sacrifice everything while Gabriel received all the care and attention. Whenever Gabriel needed money, my parents called me. Whenever he got into trouble, they expected me to fix it. They always reminded me that family comes first. The irony wasn't lost on me. When I was 18, family came second. When Gabriel was 18, family came first. For years, I stayed quiet. I convinced myself things would change. They never did. Then one business trip changed everything. I was sitting alone in a hotel room when my phone vibrated. Motion detected. Living room. I opened my security camera expecting a glitch. Instead, I saw my parents inside my house. They were measuring walls, moving furniture, and discussing where things should go. Then I heard my mother laugh. Once everything is here, Daniel won't make a scene. My stomach dropped. They weren't visiting. They were moving Gabriel into my house while I was gone. I replayed the footage several times. There was no misunderstanding. My father was planning room layouts. My mother was rearranging furniture. Neither looked guilty. Then my mother said something even worse. He's always been reasonable. My father nodded. He'll get over it. That hurt more than seeing them inside my home. Because they were right. For years, I always got over it. But not this time. I didn't call them. I didn't argue. Instead, I started preparing. During my flight home, I gathered years of bank transfers, receipts, and payment records showing just how much money I had spent supporting Gabriel. Thousands of dollars. Then I checked Gabriel's social media. That's when I discovered the rest of the plan. Gabriel wasn't quietly moving in. He was planning a huge live stream celebration to show off his new house. He wanted attention. He wanted people to believe he had made it. I decided to let him have his audience. When I arrived home, I parked down the street and walked. Cars lined the road. Music blasted from inside. Strangers were walking through my front door carrying drinks. My house looked like it belonged to someone else. I stepped inside. The living room was packed. Furniture had been moved. Lights and cameras were everywhere. And standing in the middle of it all was Gabriel, live streaming. My mother spotted me first. Daniel? What are you doing here? I stared at her. I live here. She rolled her eyes. We're in the middle of something important. Important. In my house. Without my permission. Gabriel noticed me and pointed his camera toward me. Guys, look who showed up. My brother Daniel. Don't worry, he's cool with all this. I stepped into view. No, I'm not. The room instantly fell silent. Gabriel forced a laugh. Relax, man. I'm perfectly relaxed. Then I placed a thick folder on the nearest table. This house belongs to me. Nobody here had permission to move in, host an event, or rearrange my property. Gabriel scoffed. You're overreacting. No. I've been underreacting for years. I opened the folder. These are records showing years of financial support I've given Gabriel. People exchanged uncomfortable looks. My father stepped forward. This is a family matter. I looked around the room. You invited dozens of strangers into my house. It stopped being private. My mother crossed her arms. After everything we've done for you. I cut her off. You kicked me out at 18. Now you're trying to move Gabriel into the house I paid for. She had no answer. Then the front door opened. A young woman walked inside carrying an envelope. The moment Gabriel saw her, he turned pale. She handed me the documents. Inside were loan applications, vehicle financing papers, and account records. My name was all over them. But the signatures weren't mine. I looked up slowly. You used my identity? Gabriel immediately panicked. It was temporary. You forged my signature. The room erupted with whispers. The woman handed more documents to my parents. The color drained from their faces. Debt, bills, financial accounts connected to them that they never approved. My father's phone buzzed. He checked it and stared at Gabriel. "You did this?" For the first time in his life, nobody defended him. The truth had finally caught up with him. I took a deep breath. This ends now. I turned toward the guests. Everyone who doesn't live here needs to leave. Nobody argued. The live stream ended. The music stopped. Guests quietly grabbed their things and headed for the door. Within minutes, the house was nearly empty. My mother approached me. "You can't do this. We're family." I met her eyes. "You stopped treating me like family a long time ago." She grabbed my arm. "You're destroying this family." I pulled away. "No. I'm finally stopping this family from destroying me." Gabriel stood frozen as everything collapsed around him. His audience was gone. His image was gone. His excuses were gone. "This didn't have to happen," he whispered. I shook my head. Yes, it did. Because the moment they decided I would simply accept it, they made their choice. An hour later, everyone was gone. The guests. The decorations. My parents. Gabriel. Gone. Only silence remained. For the first time in years, that silence felt peaceful. I spent the next few days restoring my home and putting everything back where it belonged. Nothing about the house had really changed. But I had. For years, I believed being a good son meant sacrificing my boundaries. I believed keeping the peace would earn respect. I was wrong. Real family respects your limits. Real family doesn't feel entitled to your success. That day, I didn't choose revenge. I chose myself. And for the first time in my life, that was enough.